Hello and welcome to the last lesson in week 14. Told you what we're doing here. We're writing equations of perpendicular lines. We just got done writing equations of parallel lines. Now we're going to look at perpendicular. All right, so a little recap of what we did back in lesson 1. Perpendicular lines have opposite slopes and reciprocal slopes. So the fractions are flipped. All right, so that's just a reminder there. We're going to use that idea as we go through this example. Now we're going to do this exact same problem twice. I'm going to show you the two ways of doing it. First one uses point slope form. The second one's going to use slope intercept form. All right, so write an equation for a line that is perpendicular to y equals 2x minus 3 that goes through the point negative 10, 4. So again, I'm going to show you graphically. I'm not going to be giving you this. You should be able to do this without the graph, but I'm showing you graphically what we're doing. So the line 2x minus 3 is graphed right here. I got the point negative 10, 4 way over here. I'm going to write the equation of the line perpendicular. Remember, so they're going to intersect perpendicular to the red line that goes through that point. All right, so perpendicular means it must have a slope with the opposite sign and reciprocal fraction. So the given slope here is 2. Last lesson with the parallel lines, we just used that slope. This is the big step here. Okay, we can't use 2. If I use the slope of 2, I'm writing the equation of a parallel line. We're not doing parallel right now, we're doing perpendicular. So what I need to do is I need to have the opposite sign and the reciprocal of 2. Now that upside down T there, that means perpendicular. So that's a symbol that you're going to need to recognize. That's the perpendicular slope. So I like to do the fraction part first. So this is 2 over 1. So I'm going to flip it and say it's 1 over 2, and then just do the opposite sign. So I got negative 1 over 2 is the slope that we're going to use. Once you have that slope, it's a review problem from there. So we have a slope, we have a point, negative 10, 4. Let's use point slope form. So y minus, the y coordinate is 4. The slope we know is negative 1/2. X minus negative 10. I'm going to go ahead and simplify the negative 10 to negative 1/2 x plus 10. I'm going to distribute the negative 1/2. So I get negative 1/2 x minus 5. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And I'm going to get my final answer of y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. If I graph that, you can see that the blue line goes through negative 10, 4, and it crosses the y-axis at negative 1. Okay, and you can count that, and you can see that the slope is negative 1 over 2. Now, I said we're going to do the exact same question, and we are, using slope intercept form. So we know that the slope of this line was 2. The perpendicular slope is going to be negative 1/2. We talked about that. We're going to use that slope, right? Put that in for M. Now we're looking for B. We're going to do that by plugging in the X and the Y into slope intercept form. So the Y coordinate is 4, negative 1/2. The X coordinate is negative 10. We're looking for B. Negative 1/2 times negative 10 is positive 5. And then subtract 5 from both sides. You get negative 1 equals B. So we want to write the equation then using the M and the B that we just found. So y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. This is the exact same equation that we had with the first example. Okay, and so that concludes our lesson in writing perpendicular lines. It's very similar to writing parallel lines. You just have to make that one step difference where you have to actually do the opposite reciprocal slope.